Welcome back to the We Say podcast, where we say what's on our minds.
I like that. I like that.
I think it's going to stick.
Yeah, it's probably going to stick.
All right, so...
Well, yeah, just go. I don't know where I was going with that. Just go.
Anyways, today we're going to start off with something a little different. Last week we talked about the NBA basketball. We're going to keep that sort of going, except switch sports. So we're going to go to the NFL.
Football, baby.
Football. American football. It's American as it gets. All right.
It's as America as it gets on Memorial Day weekend. America.
What can you say? All right. So
we're gonna go through the schedule because now that we're done with free agency, the draft already happened. All the coaches are pretty much assigned. Now we can get a really clear view on what's going to happen in the schedule. We're not going. There are no more. What if he goes there? What if he goes there?
Exactly. Everything's all set up already.
It seems pretty locked. Obviously, a trade could happen, but
that, and then obviously player development too. You don't know exactly how these players are gonna.
We have to go through
develop.
Hey guys, Future Wayne here. So you notice this is probably a much shorter podcast. I can't tell because I'm editing right now, and the reason is because this segment that we were about to do was what amounts to literally 40 minutes of sitting there in silence debating what team could beat what team on what day given the circumstances, and it ended up being really, really boring. So sorry about that. We'll probably make a whole segment about it later, a much more enjoyable segment, so people don't have to literally sit there and wonder what the hell these guys are doing with the microphone. Again, sorry about that. We're getting better at this whole internet thing, and enjoy the rest of the podcast.
This is a little off topic, but it's a little bit of a fun thing, I guess. Who do you think are like the badasses in the NFL?
Whoa. Okay, when I think of badasses, I think of defense, obviously, as I'm pretty sure everybody does. Denver's going to be really good defensively. Tennessee's going to be good defensively. Detroit's going to be good defensively. But inevitably,
Any players in particular, though, that stick out?
Von Miller, Aaron Donald. These are like the most badass players in our modern NFL history, I guess.
Very respectable.
What do you mean respectable? It's a choice, dude. You asked me.
I know. All right, I guess we could carry that over into music, all right? We were talking about music last time, but hey, let's do it again. I think that's something we enjoyed talking about.
Music. Okay.
So, how about that? Badasses in music.
The most badass musicians ever?
Who comes to mind?
I just spent
Me?
this whole time talking.
True, yeah. I gotta give my take here.
No, I'm pretty sure that.
Well, for me, probably if I had to pick like three, Slash without a doubt, Guns N' Roses. I mean, without a doubt. Probably Robert Plant of Led Zeppelin, lead singer. Mick Jagger, I guess.
Okay.
I think.
Like why? Pencil.
Let's get into the criteria after.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
For you, who are your picks?
Well, everybody has to go Slash. Yeah. That's. You think of the hair and the hat. And
He's just got just everything.
You think of Slash as like, okay, yeah. Ozzy's Randy Rhoads before he passed away. That guy was ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Eddie Van Halen.
Okay.
Jesus. Van Halen. Eruption. Jesus. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I got, if I have to list it.
I get that. So like, what do you think the criteria would be then? I think it would be like sort of you need a very unique style, something that is gonna stick. People are gonna like. Obviously, you're gonna need a lot of talent at whatever you do, whether it's singing, playing the guitar, whatever. And then also, I think it's like their personality. I guess nonchalant sort of attitude.
Yeah, no, that fits. Like the way that they are on and off the stage.
I mean, it doesn't have to be that, but the people I mentioned mostly, I think, have that sort of attitude.
Well, yeah, you can definitely Slash when you think of his talent. Yeah, no questions asked.
Style.
Style. I literally said it. You think of the hat.
It literally, you see that hat, everybody knows.
The hat,
the
the
hair,
glasses, and the Les Paul just
that cigarette hanging out of his mouth when he's playing. I mean,
yeah.
And then
who's your third one? Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger and Robert Plant. Mick Jagger, I mean, obviously, he's got unique dance moves.
No questions.
Very unique singing voice.
Yeah.
Legendary band. I mean, to this day, they're still touring.
They're still touring. They still play the music on the radio everywhere. Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think there's going to be any questions asked about that. Robert Plant, same sort of deal, just very unique style. He's got the long, hair going and stuff. He's
Big
got
hair in the 80s.
70s actually.
70s.
Yeah. Again, unique singing voice, very talented. Style is there.
What's up?
Unique, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No questions. These are like all-time guys.
And then for you, your guys.
I picked Randy Rhoads because I was watching one of the Ozzy Osbourne tapes when he was recording his first Crazy Train, and Randy just came up with that solo. He
really?
just did. Yeah. And
well, I heard a story about the way that Randy Rhoads actually got into Black Sabbath. I don't know if you've heard that.
No.
So, I might be a little bit
Just do it. If you get
I believe the way it happened was his manager or something got him to audition for Ozzy.
Yeah.
And, Ozzy was, messed up, drunk, whatever. Probably 5 minutes from passing out.
Yeah, probably.
And Randy Rhoads goes in there, didn't want to do it. He, was not about it, but he was like, whatever. He goes in there, completely demolishes it, gets the job. And I think like Ozzy passed out like literally right after that.
That sounds like something Ozzy Osbourne would do.
And then that's how he got into Black Sabbath.
That literally looks and sounds like something Ozzy would do. I mean, yeah, Randy Rhoads. If you know anything about guitar and like the history of rock, you can't write the history of rock without Randy Rhoads' influence on Ozzy Osbourne.
That's another thing. I just realized all these people that we listed
they're all rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you think about it, rock is kind of the default badass guy, and it really influenced a lot of the music we have today. It was influenced by other things, but their adaptation of stuff, it turned into
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, and then Eddie Van Halen. It's like the Led Zeppelin stuff. It's all time stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My parents still listen to Van Halen, and they're like,
yeah, that's the thing too. A lot of these people that we've mentioned, I mean, their music has transcended time.
Yeah.
So I'm sure some of that at least is due to the fact that they were badass. So
they had the hair, they did the concerts, they did the drums, they had the persona, they had everything.
Yeah.
Those are the three. For me and for you, the notorious one that we could both agree on is Slash. It's just Slash.
I think that was like the first person both of us mentioned.
Yeah.
So, although I mean, that whole band is badass. I mean, Axl Rose, he's a sort of different type of badass, I guess. Not showing up to concerts and jumping off stage, beating up fans. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like that's the thing too. It's not like really one distinct criteria that you have to meet. There's
So if you had to pick people that we didn't name, I guess you'd call it a runner-up or runner-up for your top three.
How about you? What do you think?
Off the top of my head, I would have to say Ozzy. He literally bit
yeah.
He literally at the Baku.
And again, that's what I was saying. That's like a different type of badass.
The head off a bat live in concert.
Well, from what I heard, he didn't think it was real. But I think he thought somebody threw a rubber bat on the stage or something, so he did that. And then he realized after the fact that it was a real one. That's what I heard, at least.
I mean,
I can't tell you where I heard that, but that's what I heard.
I wouldn't doubt it, because that's totally his personality. But yeah, I would.
He's done crazy stuff though. Snorted ants. He's snorted a lot of other things, I'm sure. So.
Good for you, Ozzy. Don't die.
Anybody else?
That's the first or second thing off the top of my head. Like, if I had to name one person that could have made it instead of maybe Van Halen or something, Ozzy. But I picked Randy, so I didn't want to put Ozzy in there.
How about bands as a whole?
Bands as a whole.
I mean,
Aerosmith.
Yeah.
We didn't say a thing about Aerosmith like at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aerosmith for sure.
Yeah, Aerosmith. I mean, like we mentioned already. I mean, Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones.
They're all-time guys.
Yeah.
That's what they are. And whether you want to call it they're the most badass, they're just like the most notorious and known for being the bad boys or whatever.
Yeah. Well, going back a ways, Elvis, I think, could fit that.
Yeah, Elvis Presley.
Because, I mean, the stuff he was doing back, in those days was definitely not accepted. I mean, there was they wouldn't even film him from the waist down. They wanted to film him from the waist up because he was too, sexual or whatever with his moves.
Well, then you could also say Freddie Mercury.
Okay.
He was the first person to, in his music video, I forget which song it is, and it's gonna kill me.
He's talking about how he dressed in drag.
Yeah, he was drag, and that's the first.
The whole band did it, right?
Yeah, and that was the first time that's ever been done.
I think it was I Want to Break Free or something.
Break Free, yeah, that song.
That song.
I literally remember that reading these whole articles about how that was so out of there and unacceptable, and so if you want to throw Freddie Mercury in there, you could.
Yeah, no, I'd accept that for sure. Anybody outside of the rock genre?
Badass is okay. Well, now you're going.
It's gonna be kind of hard.
Yeah, I would have to go in the hip hop world and talk about people that have actually shot somebody.
Well,
or something like that.
Actually, not in hip hop or rock. Well, Johnny Cash kind of, but Johnny Cash.
Okay.
In the,
Is that
country rock.
Is that rock?
Not really,
Not
but
really.
it's country. But I think you could make an argument for it.
I would take the argument for it.
Yeah.
He's kind of fair share shit.
Pretty sure he's killed people before, so.
Yikes!
If that's not badass, I don't know what is.
Yikes!
Joke. It's a joke. Jeez.
Yikes.
You get demonetized.
Red button. Red. Your video is not eligible for monetization. Johnny Cash claimed this video.
Alright. Anybody else, you think?
I mean, you can go on for a while about people that just...
Well, like you said, hip-hop. How about hip-hop?
Hip-hop world? I mean...
Tupac?
Yeah, the obvious ones. And then everybody who's been to prison.
I guess. Who do we have? Wu-Tang Clan. All of them. Every single one of those guys.
Clan ain't nothing mess.
Yeah.
I remember watching Shaq and those inside the NBA guys, they were singing something. And then
really?
Somebody mentioned the Wu-Tang Clan and they're like, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with. I don't know. Shaq's just one of the funniest people ever.
Yeah, he's a unique personality.
Unique person. It's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah, crazy.
Right,
He's talented too, though, because he had a rap career as well.
No, he's a DJ.
But he had a rap career.
Did he really?
Yeah. Can't do
No,
that. Can't play his music. But
yeah, I was about to say.
if you don't know about that, look it up. I think it was before he was in the NBA or maybe his early years. Yeah, he was a rapper. I don't remember what he went by.
Diesel?
I don't know. I honestly can't remember. It's been so long since I've heard anything from him.
Because I'm pretty sure that's what he goes by right now. He goes by Diesel or DJ
Okay.
Diesel, and he just does a bunch of DJing stuff.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. He's got a lot of talent. He can DJ, he can rap, could play basketball. He does
He's also
NBA, analyst.
Yeah, he's one of the best people on there as a personality, as a TV personality.
Yeah, him and Chuck. I mean,
Charles Barkley.
they definitely make the show.
Yeah, Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. And they don't get along whatsoever.
They do. They're best friends.
I don't know. I've seen some stuff where they just go
They're
at
best friends. It's TV. They yell at each other.
No, I know.
TV is fake. They yell at each other for people to get whatever, and then they go out to...
I don't know. Some of those videos I've seen, Shaq doesn't look like he's playing around or anything.
Shaq is...
Wait, has he done movies too?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Shaq does everything. Shaq's a guy.
Yeah.
Shaq's a dude.
He's like the Rock of...
Okay, next topic.
He does everything too.
Yeah, you know what? I'll actually give you that.
Yeah.
He is the Shaq of the end.
I don't even know how you would describe that, but he's a similar character, I guess.
He is the superstar, global superstar.
Multi-talented.
Of the NBA.
Okay. So I guess that'll be it for music. For news.
Shaq.
Really? That is weird. How did that happen? We started talking about...
No idea, but whatever. What's your...
We went from the NFL all the way to...
That's just Shaquille O'Neal's rapping career.
Very interesting. So something that is pretty big right now, pretty big deal. The whole Tfue versus FaZe thing. I don't know if you heard about that.
Give a brief summary.
Okay, so if you don't know, Tfue is a Twitch streamer / YouTuber, very relatable. FaZe is the organization that he signed with, so they basically, I guess, do.
He's got a contract.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's got a contract with him, and that's the issue. He signed a contract, and I believe that was like a year ago. Now he has an issue with it. What's happening basically is he's suing them, and he's not happy because FaZe has the ability to take 80% of whatever he makes. Yeah. But the thing is that they don't. They've taken nothing from any of his streams or anything like that. They've taken, in total, $60,000 from him, and those were from 2 brand deals where they took 20%. So he still got 80% of that, and they haven't taken anything else.
Any of his income, I guess.
No donations, no ad revenue off YouTube, no nothing. So, FaZe Banks, which I believe he's like the, I guess, founder of FaZe or whatever. Yeah, he's the head guy. He took that very personally, because Tfue went out and made a video, and saying, this is what's wrong. I don't like this. They need to release the contract or whatever, like you were saying. So he took that as a very personal blow, and obviously things aren't going to be good with them, at least for a while. So until this gets sorted out. But I don't know. What do you think about this whole thing?
Okay, well, first things first. Whenever stuff comes down to money, that's when it's always going to be an issue.
Yeah.
And these guys are making so much money that it really shouldn't be that the FaZe clan as a group or whatever is trying to take his money away from him. So for that part of it, yes, FaZe is in the wrong. But the fact that they did it, really.
Yeah.
They took money off brand deals, which is like 60,000.
And think about the amount of money he's making. He's making, I'd say probably at least like $1 million a day or something like that. Maybe not $1 million a day, but he's definitely making.
Of course, he's making
6 figures a day.
He's making a ridiculous amount of money, like a ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
Daily, yeah. So
that $60,000 was just such a small percentage of what he makes.
It's a small percentage of the brand deal that he got, which 60,000 is.
I mean, I heard that 60,000 actually went to making the FaZe houses or buying the FaZe houses or whatever where they have these guys stay.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff also that Tfue was saying, he was saying he was forced to jump off a bridge and stuff and do that types of crazy stuff. But supposedly he was doing that stuff before.
Yeah. Look, everything that these groups of people are going to make you do is mainly because, 1, for views, 2, because it's how you make money with your big channels, your social media platforms. You can't really complain about those kind of things.
Yeah.
Because that's just what they do. And that's how he makes his money. Unless he wants to leave FaZe Clan or whatever, but then I'm sure he's going to have to pay out of his contract or all that.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what they're trying to settle right now, because I think he's probably got 2 years left on his contract. And from what I hear, or from what I gathered from it, he didn't say necessarily that he wanted to leave FaZe, but he wanted a new contract.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just... The problem is he made it so public.
Yeah, exactly. He just came out on a whim, was like, listen, this is what I need, this is what you guys need to do for me, or else I'm going to cause some problems. And
you didn't need to do that.
Yeah, especially I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but FaZe Banks supposedly has done a tremendous amount for Tfue himself. If you watch his video, he goes over multiple things that he's done for Tfue personally. He wouldn't be part of FaZe. He wouldn't be as big as he is if it wasn't for Banks going out of his way to bring him into FaZe. Because some of the other guys that were already on the team, they didn't even want him to be on the team.
Absolutely. And it just comes down to how you maintain your relationships in a business, because you can break down YouTube however you want. It's a business. Mm-hmm. It's all about how much money you're going to make off of it, otherwise people wouldn't do it.
Yep.
So, yes, he should probably get a new contract so that this won't get sorted out, or they should just let him go.
Yeah.
But if they do let him
If they do let him go, though, that's so much money that, I guess they're not getting money, but they're getting sort of secondhand money, because people are probably going to be watching other streamers on FaZe, because he's not obviously the only streamer that they have. They have Cloak and stuff, and they've got a lot of good esports players.
I saw a video with the Sidemen. They had a video with FaceTime. I think they were doing crossbar challenge or something. Mm-hmm. And so there are other people. It's not like it's a one-man show.
But he is the biggest by far.
Yeah, and you have to make a business decision, because at this point he's going to be giving you money, I guess, with this whole controversy. Mm-hmm. One of the things that people were saying is that this whole thing isn't real, and that they're just trying to generate a feud.
I didn't hear that.
Well, who do you think's more in the wrong? Do you think it's more FaZe?
Personally, I think it's more Tfue's fault, because he clearly signed a contract that he either didn't read or didn't agree with, and you should do neither of those things when you're signing a contract.
There's all kinds of agents and whatnot involved. I'm sure he's hired an agent to figure out.
Yeah, exactly, and he's probably got his lawyer in his ear telling him, okay, this is the way to do it, but that could, obviously ruin friendships, and that, to me at least, that would be an important thing.
You're right, though, that he should have, if he didn't agree to this contract, then why did he agree?
Why would you sign it? And if, he didn't know, then that means he didn't read it.
Then he just didn't read it, and in the end it's never really his fault. Yeah, I really think the same thing, that you need to be responsible for your money, and you shouldn't be blasting your organization.
Of course.
Because think about it this way. Let's say that we worked for, I don't know, Publix or something, and we had some kind of problem with our paychecks, and we just blasted Publix for being awful. You think they're going to give you a better contract?
No, shouldn't have applied to Publix.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so, same thing applies here. That yes, we get it. Your contract has a big hole, a big gaping hole that we can all see.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't blast FaZe Clan for something that was inevitably your fault because you signed it.
Exactly. That, and then also, the fact that, it probably was pretty enticing. Being a young kid, I think he was 19 at the time that he got signed. Mm-hmm. That has to be a pretty major thing to be like, wow, I could get a contract to be a professional gamer. That's awesome. And I'm sure a lot of people would be very gung-ho about it and not really think too much into it and be like, I don't really care what the rules are or whatever. But at the same time, you need to be. Yeah, exactly.
You have to be an adult.
And there was other things he was doing too. Like he was saying he was forced into drinking. And like I said before, he was forced into jumping off a bridge, which supposedly he tried to actually pressure other members of FaZe into doing and did.
All of those,
because he did that back here in Florida all the time.
Dude, all of those social things, all of those we do this, we'll get views. That's your way of making money.
Yeah. No, he was already a streamer, but he wasn't. Exactly. I think he had 100 views a video or something.
Now you're going from sitting down playing games to being part of a collective group. I don't know how else to say it. A collective group that makes videos and makes money off of those videos. So if you read I'm sure there's something in his contract that he has to participate in events, and that's probably what they're talking about.
Well, another thing I know he was upset about was the fact that he could only get brand deals through FaZe. He has a problem with that, but again,
that goes back to your contract. Yeah. If you disagreed with that, then don't.
Why'd you sign it?
Why'd you sign it? Yep. It's really a lot his fault, because there are different ways to handle this than to just put your organization on blast on a social media website.
And at the same time, we don't really know what has gone on, behind closed doors and stuff between his lawyers and FaZe's lawyers, maybe, if they've tried to work this out already or not. We don't know for sure.
And if they were in talks, that just totally destroys that.
Yeah.
Because now his credibility is gone when it comes to, hey, keep our problems internal and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
No trust. For everybody to see. Good for you. Have fun.
Yeah. And I know Banks even got a tattoo with his name on it, so.
Did he really?
Well, yeah, it said, I think, Code Tfue.
Oh.
So,
Bummer.
He's got a lot of tattoos, but still, having, one
having somebody's
name who crossed you like that, that would not be ideal, to say the least.
Look, he did this himself, but to be fair, it is a 19-year-old kid. And I can see
he's 20 now, but I think actually maybe 21.
He was a 19-year-old kid when he signed. right?
Yes, when he signed, correct, yes.
So, you could also spin it and say that the FaZe organization shouldn't have given him this like, a massive thing when he's only 19 years old.
Yeah.
Or like they should have been more careful, but it's his fault. Like, when it comes to your money and your stuff, that's on you to figure out, not anybody else.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. I really don't have much else to say other than it was his fault. He has to figure that out on his own.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, this is 3 years, and after that 3 years is over, he can sign with whoever, do whatever. You know, even if these people were taking 80% of his profits, he would still be making a ton of money. He would still be getting the fame and the hype. So after his contract expired, you know, assuming he did more outside of Fortnite, which I think he was trying to do. I think he was doing like vlogs and stuff too. You know, you're growing your brand. So after it's all said and done, after the contract expires, he would still have a career elsewhere where he can, you know, get a better contract or, you know, do his own thing and, you know, make his own money. And, you know, I don't think that's something he really thought about. I think he's living in the now too much, you know, when he should be looking at the bigger picture.
You can say that to everybody, though. Because if somebody's messing with my money right now, I want to sort that out right now.
But
I don't
the
want to
thing,
wait
they're not.
Yeah, they're not, and that's why it's his fault. And I know why he's concerned, because they can, and he would not be able to do anything about it.
Yeah.
But
well, okay, so now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let's say they were taking 80% of what he made. Would we be having a different conversation?
If they were taking the money?
Even though it says that they can legally.
No, it's still his fault because he signed the contract.
Okay.
That's what this boils down to. He made the decision to sign this lucrative contract and be a part of FaZe Clan. Whether he had an agent or not, whether he had this or not, he probably just saw the money and signed.
Exactly.
You have to read the whole thing. You have to make sure everything's right, and you have to talk things up.
I mean, this is your life that you're dealing with right here.
Never sign the first contract given to you. Like, always read it through and always see if there's any way that you can get more of what you want.
Well, that's something I was thinking about too. If you can get one offer, you can get two. I mean,
yeah, it's not like he applied for FaZe.
You know, exactly. And Banks can't be the only person that would have believed in him. He said, you know, he said from the jump. I think he got matched with him in like a random duos or something, and he just saw how incredibly great he was. He can't be the only person that thinks, you know, he's a great gamer.
Yeah. I mean,
and obviously he just, you know, was a little rough around the edges as far as with on Twitch with his, you know, personality, but all that can be worked on and stuff.
It is what it is. He just needs to figure this out within FaZe if he's going to stay with FaZe. I doubt he's going to buy out of it.
I really don't know what's going to happen with this, honestly. Something's got to give, but
it's all on him. He's got to sort it out.
Do you think FaZe is going to back down and release him from the contract?
No. No, because if that's in the contract, I'm sure that there's a release clause in the contract.
Okay.
Just like every sporting contract or every contract at a job, like if you're a contractor and you sign that you're going to do this in X amount of years, there's always a release of like, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000, some stupid amount of money so that you won't do that. So I'm sure that he's got something like that. They're not just going to let him go, especially if it's going to cost them more money.
That's the thing too, because if they all live in that, you know, that same house, I mean, how awkward would that be?
It's just going to cost them more money.
Yeah.
And that's it's just his fault. He's got to sort that out.
All right. Well, I think we're done here. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Any hot takes?
Hot takes on what?
Anything that we've talked about. Any comments, concerns?
Yeah, questions, comments, concerns. FaZe needs to figure his crap out. I should be more specific. Tfue needs to figure his crap out. I swear if the Patriots win the Super Bowl again, I will actually be mad. I'll be mad for everybody else. That's just ridiculous.
I think I appreciate that.
Because...
yeah, it would be ridiculous.
It'd be stupid.
But I mean, at the same time, what are the Warriors doing, you know? Same thing.
Oh, the Raptors made their first finals. Warriors in 4.
Raptors in 5. You heard it here first.
Okay, we need to end it. Raptors in 5.
No, I'm definitely on the Warriors train
Okay,
for this
good.
one. I'm not rooting for them, but
I'm
a realist.
Nobody's rooting for the Warriors. It's just one man can't beat 5 All-Stars.
And even if they're not completely healthy, they're still an unbelievable team.
One man can't beat 5 All-Stars.
All right.
Yeah, cool.
You know what to do.
Like and subscribe.
Please.
Please.
All right.
Maybe we won't have broken equipment.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. If you guys like and subscribe, we'll be able to upgrade what we got. We won't be cutting out every 5 minutes when the camera shuts off.
All right, that's a wrap for me.
All right. See you guys next week.